And I believe so strongly that questions are one of the most powerful ways of birthing new solutions, new ideas, new answers, new paradigms around our lives. And many of us agree with me that when you start to question things, you start to get answers. I love something about the mind. I love something about the mind. The mind works in such a way that when you give the mind an assignment, the mind does not stop working until it gives you the answer to that question. Now, how many of us have been in a situation where you saw somebody and you were trying to recall the person's name and you could not for some reasons, sorry, I think someone is unmuted. Kindly check out. Thank you. So for some reasons, you probably wanted to recall someone's name and you could not recall what that person's name was. However, you got to a point where you probably an hour after, 2 hours after, you go back home and you're like, hey, now I remember the name of this person. How many of us have been in such situation? Or you went to the market to get something and you knew that there was something you wanted to get, but you could just not remember at the point, right? And you were like, I think I want to get something. I think there's something else missing. I think there's something else I need to. And then at the end of the day, you get home and you're like, oh my God, I just remembered now that this was what I wanted to get. Now, you know what happened? You told your mind, we need to get something. Somehow you could not remember or recall what you needed to get. But guess what? Your mind did not close the tabs of those questions. Your mind did not close the tabs. Your mind kept on searching, kept on going through your files. You know, I'm using those words so that it's very practical. It kept on going through the files in your mind. Okay, this person, this face, what's the name that, is attached to this face? What's the name that is attached to this face? Somehow, it could even be a day after. You just suddenly wake up and you're like, the name just flashes. Now I remember. It's because your mind is loyal. Let me say it that way. And when you now start to ask yourself questions around how can we make more money? How can I make more wealth? How can I be the best thing that has happened to this company? How can I shift from scarcity to abundance? How can I have more than enough? When you start to ask those questions, your mind starts to process. So we have to learn a skill, and it's a skill of questioning, which I'll still talk about. It's a skill of questioning. You have to question yourself. You have to ask, what's next in the next 6 months, right? Or let's say 5 months, because we are almost in August now. The next 5 months, what do I need to do to be better? What do I need to do to 2x my income? What do I need to do to 3x my income? Those are questions that we need to start asking. So the question I'm asking you this morning is, are you satisfied? Are you okay with your current income? Are you okay with your current income? Are you okay with your current income? If you were to put your income, and when we're talking about income, I'm talking about your salary, your business, if you have a business, whatever. Look at what is coming in, right? Versus what you are dispensing every month. Are you satisfied with this current reality? Are you okay with it? I can bet that many people are like, no, I'm not okay. In fact, I jokingly used to tell people that when you look at some of these top brands and multinationals, you see that they are still running advertisements, they are still pushing their brand. And I'm like, I thought you guys are, fed, you are well, you are okay, you've made all the money. But the truth is that no matter where you are, there is still more. Right? No matter where you are, there is still more. So you need to ask yourself, am I satisfied? So if you've asked yourself and you're saying, I'm not satisfied, then we now start to ask, how can I work on this? So this is a reflective question. The first question that I want you to reflect around is, how can I, whether it's 2x my income, 10x my income, 3x my income, whatever you're looking towards, how can I double my income? How can I improve on my income? Are we together? Please, if we're together, let me see our hands raised up so that I know that we are good to go. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for the responses. Thank you for the responses. All right. So let's go further. So I said something here. Most people want to earn more, but few people realize that mindset is a multiplier. Like many of us, I asked this question now. Are you okay with your current income? You're probably saying no. I can bet that probably 95% of people are saying no. Probably 90%, at least 90% of people are saying, no, I am not okay. I am not satisfied. But we fail to realize that our mindset is actually the multiplier. The truth is that wealth and scarcity, are we following? Wealth and scarcity is a thing of the mind. And sometimes people are like, oh, I'm rich in my mind, but I'm not yet seeing the figures changing. The truth is, where the figure starts to change is first in your mind. You have to learn to conquer money in your mind. You have to learn to conquer scarcity in your mind. And this is not just related to money alone. Because if I were to ask you, if I were to ask us, okay, let me ask us, what does an ideal rich life looks like for you? I would love for us to put it in the chat box. What does an ideal rich life? What would you, if you were to be called rich, what would your definition of rich look like? And if you want to unmute your mic, you can quickly unmute your mic too. What would your definition of rich look like? What's your ideal rich life? For me, my ideal rich life would be having money without trading the things that matters to me. So having money, making money, right, multiplying wealth without trading the things that matters to me, like building a great home, like parenting my children properly, like having time to rest and not coming from a place of hustle. Those are my definers, right? Like having stability and serenity around me. Because sometimes people are quick to define rich, a rich life by just the money that you have, the cars that you have. Those are very good, those are fantastic, those are part of it. However, your definition of wealth has to go beyond just money. It has to shift from just money to, people, to quality people around you, to people that you can give a call and say, hey, I need something and I don't have the cash available, but I know that you can figure it out with me. Do you understand? I always tell people that sometimes I always tell them I might not have the cash at the moment, but I would have people that can always do something about it. And that's another level of flex. And many of us agree with me that you might not have the cash. And I'm talking about you want to invest in something, you want to build a business, you want to take on a big project, and you always have people that would say, you know what, I will stick my neck on the line for you. That's a new level of wealth. And so I want us to shift in our perspective, because if you do not shift in your mind, you would glorify money, you would glamorize hustle where you should be working from rest. Some people don't believe that if I'm not struggling for it, then it's not going to be wealthy, it's not going to make a lot of sense. All right. So few people realize that mindset is a multiplier. Now you must learn to be skillful rather with your mindset, because it is your greatest asset. I cannot overemphasize this. You see, this is not an aspire to perspire. These are real things that I practiced with my life and I've seen radical change. If you do not invest in your mindset, take on books and hire a coach, listen to people, get free resources of people, right? If you do not shift in your mind, you will glamorize money so much that when opportunities present themselves to you, it will be difficult for you to see wealth in those opportunities. So some of us think we are the peak of, making money and having it all well. Whereas there is even much more that you're not seeing, because you have brought everything under just cash. Cash is the lowest on the ladder of wealth. And we must come to that understanding that cash is very important, very good, right? But I can have cash and not have other layers of wealth. your knowledge, your skill, your experiences. These are layers of wealth that many people do not understand, and many people do not know that these things can bring stupendous wealth to you. It can make you impactful, it can make people recognize you, it can make you make thousands of dollars, because you are starting to see the wealth that is not just external but that is internal. Are you with me? Are we following? Do you get this? All right, so let's go further. Just like I said earlier, life is a value to value algorithm. Life is a value to value algorithm. In your company, why you are being paid is because of what? Value. It's as simple as that. You're bringing something to the table and you're being offered something. However, you must also come to a point where you see that your time is your greatest asset. Aside to your wealth, your time is another asset that 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 is, I don't know what word to use now. It is very important. So many of us think that what we are trading every time we are at work, every time you're at your business, is you are just trading your knowledge. No, you're not just trading your knowledge, you are trading your time. You're devoting your entire life to a cause. So it must be worthwhile. You must not go through that ladder and find out that you are dissatisfied or you are feeling cheated. Many people are like that. I've had people where we get to career clarity calls and they're like, I'm feeling cheated. And I'm telling them, what do you need to do to pivot? Right? Sometimes it's not exiting the system entirely. Sometimes it's about, just shifting in your mindset so that you are perceived more valuable. Sometimes it's about thinking deeper rather than wider. Thinking about what I am already doing. How can it be better? How can it yield more without, stressing around trying to get other things, that are external to me. Right. So, what are the wealth skills in life and in career? Number one, which is very important, is a value or personal asset recognition skill. Life is a value to value algorithm. And so, you must learn to recognize your value. Some people do not even know the value that they bring to the table. So, you are priced wrongly. I'm talking about sometimes it might not even be just within the call, the company that you work. It might not even be around your career. It could be probably you are gifted with speaking well. But what are you looking at? You're looking for how you can get the next promotion so that you can get a better pay, all of those things. While those things are great, you must come to a point where you are like, okay, this thing is a personal value. This is a skill that is personal to me. So how do I leverage it? How do I leverage this skill? Those are questions to ask. So you talk so well. You're good in training people. You believe so well in people. See, now one thing I want you to do for me at this point right now is highlight your skill. Tell me three things, or put it down, three things that you are very good at. If you're unable to write at least three things, then we need to have a different conversation, really. But you must be able to tell yourself, it could be that you are generous, it could be that you have the ability to keep people accountable, it could be that you're good at speaking, it could be that you're good at engaging people. You see those things that we often feel like it's just an hobby, it's just me, it's just me. That thing that you're saying is just me. Somebody else is living a rich life by that same thing. Do you agree with me? Let me see our hands raised if you're following me. That same thing that you are underplaying because you feel like it's just there. That same thing, some other people are actually they're actually making millions of naira from it. I remember that I was in a coaching call with somebody who is a good makeup artist, and we were on a point where we had to tell ourselves the truth. This is not an hobby. Your business is not an hobby. So you have to start treating it like an actual business. So some of us we need to start treating ourselves like an actual business, like a multi-billion company. That this my writing skill is multi-billion, that I'm sitting on wealth when I do not deploy. So my issue is not exit 9 to 5. My issue is when you are not in your 9 to 5, what are you doing with the things that are personal to you? Does that make sense? All right. So your one skill you need to crack is value or personal asset. What's your personal asset? Just like I said, number two is the skill of asking. You see, yes, you know your value, but ask for what you're worth. And this is something I might not be able to cover up, in depthly here. But you must learn the skill of asking for your value. Don't always underplay your. So somebody is telling you, so can you come to speak at my event? Or let me say, somebody is saying, can you host my event, a corporate event for me? Can you just host it? Thank you so much, Charles. So somebody is saying my top three skills are passing knowledge or training, coordinating, critical reasoning, and these are multi-billion values. Take it from me. Right? These are multi-billion values. So it's something that you really have to crack. It's something that you might love cooking. It's a value. People are making billions of naira. I mean, millions of naira, billions of naira. In fact, dollars cooking for other people. You could be a private chef on weekends. You could develop recipe and sell it as digital product. That's how to think, because scarcity refuses to see opportunities. Scarcity makes you think that the land is always greener on the other side, whereas abundance tells you that the land is greener where you water it. In fact, the land is greener where you are, because you understand your value. You understand what you're bringing on to the table. So good. So another skill to crack is the skill of asking. You have to learn to ask. Oh, so can you come? You are my friend now. Come and coordinate this event for me. It's a birthday party. Fine. You could say, oh, because it's my friend, I'm not going to charge you. But what else are you getting as a value aside cash? Oh, then you tell the person, oh, that means you have to refer me to your top three bosses that will come for the birthday. Do you understand? That's a value. It's beyond money. That's how to see. That's how you start to unlearn scarcity, right? So another thing is the skill of adaptability. Many times people are like, oh, for instance, you're at work, what's the word now, a task is assigned to you, and you're like, you know what, I don't know how to do it. It's not my I don't know how to do it. I'm not going to do it. But sometimes we have to learn. Just like this morning, I had to learn, I had to adapt. You have to see that, okay, I can adapt. Oh, this might not be directly paying me, but some things are learned for our lives, for ourselves. It's as simple as that. So you have to learn the skill of adaptability if you're going to crack wealth in your life, in your business, in your career. You have to crack adaptability. You have to learn how to adapt, learn new things. Don't be stuck on, that's the way I know how to do it, and that's how I'm going to do it. You can be in 9 to 5, and you can be helping other people who are in the corporate organizations to be a better staff, to be a better whatever. There are many ideas that you could crack. You could be selling digital product, it could be a book, it could be a template, it could be a career progress track. It could be a career progress template where you're just helping people say, oh, this is what I've done. I've been in the corporate organization for 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, 10 years, and this is how and how and how you could. Do you understand? It's as simple as it is. The next, number 4, is value voicing skill. This is around learning how to voice your value. It's a thing for you to know your value, but it's another thing to say, this is what I'm bringing to the table, and I think that I deserve better. It's as simple as that. So we have to learn how to, voice our value in such a way that it is profitable. It's as simple as that. You have to learn it. It's a skill. You will notice that I said it is a skill. It means that even if it was not, you were not born with it, you could improve on it. It's as simple as that. The next one would be ownership skill. I figured out that a lot of people, whether they're in business, if you have a business and you employed somebody, you're going to see that many people don't have an ownership mentality. They are like, see, it's not my business. It's not my business, so I cannot kill myself on it. Definitely, you will not kill yourself on it. But people who get into wealth have a mindset that is an ownership mindset. You know what an ownership mindset does for you? It helps you shift it helps you think different things that could help you build your own empire. So when you start to put yourself, if I'm the one who owns it, it doesn't even mean how you have to show up, show yourself, within the company or where you work. It could mean telling yourself, oh, if I'm the one that owns this company, what will I be doing better? Now you ideate around those things, you put it down, and you start to put it in personal things that you're building. That's how to build wealth. Are you following? So can you put in the chat box which of these wealth skills are you going to start deploying? Is it the value recognition skill? Is it the skill of asking? Is it the skill of adaptability? Is it your value voicing skill? Is it ownership? Let me know so that we can go forward. Let me know. Let me see in the chat box which of these are you working on right away. You are telling me that, TMC, I'm going to crack this one. TMC, this is what I really want to do. Okay, TMC, this I see what you're saying, and I'm going to. Can I get responses? Thank you. All right. So we're going to do a mindset audit. What is your wealth script? Your wealth script are simply mindset you have learned about money, opportunities, um, opportunities and people, with or without your consent. So some people have gotten mindset around wealth that they learned, they paid for. You paid a finance coach, you paid somebody, you listened to somebody on YouTube, you got a book. Some of those things are your mind, your wealth scripts rather. Now I want you to look at this very critically. Some words from childhood that has affected your mindset on wealth. Number one, how many of us have heard money doesn't grow on trees? How many of us have heard it? Money doesn't go on trees. Those are mindsets. Oh, those are some of us, just like I was saying earlier, you did not even know how you got this scarcity mindset, because the truth is you were not born with scarcity. As a child, you were full of creativity, you were full of innovation, but somehow as we go through life, those things start to drop, experiences start to be like, I can't do this. Okay, so some words from childhood: money does not grow from on trees. So he puts a mindset of scarcity, or a mindset that it is very hard to come by money. And many of us grew up like that. It's not easy to have money. Oh, it's very, very hard. Number two is we can't afford that. And it just puts a finality to, oh, there are things that is for me, or there are things that are for me, there are things that are not for me. Oh, this one is past my pay grade. Oh, this one, how would you say I should put in for an MBA? It's past my pay grade, I can't afford it. So you put your mind, just remember what I said around your mind. When you start to task your mind, it starts to give you answers. So when you start to say I can't afford, it's not, oh, I don't think I can for now, or I would love to look towards this in 2 months time. It's wiring your brain that, okay, not now, but definitely it's a possibility. But when you say I can't afford it, it's like, forget about it, it's not in your level, right? So those are mindsets you start to think of and start to say, oh, I see that this is what is sponsoring this thing. Number three is you have to suffer to succeed. Definitely there is grit in success. There is hard work in success, but it's not suffering. It's something you have to understand. There is grit, there is hard work, there is labor, what you have to put in to get certain results. But when you have a mindset that everything must be around suffering, I must suffer to get this thing, I must suffer to get this thing, it's a mindset issue that has affected you probably from childhood. Another word that you probably have heard is, oh, that thing is for the rich people. What does that do for you? We are not rich people. How many of us felt that, when when you were growing up rather, you just felt like, see, I beg. It's for rich people. What you're telling yourself is, we are not the rich people, right? I'm not part of the rich ones. Oh, let's leave it for the rich people. It's rich people's car, it's rich people clothes, it's rich people, and you're not telling yourself, I should be able to afford it in a couple of years, I should be able to afford this in couple of months. You're telling yourself it's for the rich, meaning you have excluded yourself from that. Those are mindsets that are affecting some of us and we do not know. Now, look at this script. Number one script is scarcity script. And this script is a script that makes you think nothing lasts long, nothing is enough. So, what you start to tell yourself is, let me hold it so that I don't lose it. All right, let me audit so that I don't lose it. Scarcity makes you, so when you have an amount, you are like, ha, this thing will soon finish. And many of us, you struggle with, when you see your account balance, when it's reducing. How many of us feel that fear of, hey God, the source of living is now eating up the living, or how do they say that? Right, that the source of living, this source of livelihood is not even swallow is the livelihood that is swallowing the, so you feel like, so you must learn not to always be anxious around money conversations. Right, the a scarcity mindset tells you that even though I don't have the money in my account, I will be taken care of, it will be sorted. Do you understand? And that makes you also now think of ideas, wealth ideas that can help you keep, an evergreen flow coming to you. Okay, so that's scarcity script. You start to check this, which one is my own, and start to work on it. The number two one is also script. There are people around wealth that they believe that if I don't suffer for it, if I don't, if it's not extremely hard for me, then it will not be worthwhile. We start to glamorize suffering as the reason why things should work. No, there are people, for instance, if you invest your money, you would make money not doing anything, basically. Right? So if you invest, in certain things, you make money and you're like, or you get a landed property in a prime area, right? And you leave it. The work that you do is just wait it out. Right? And in some years, they're like, how did you make this amount of millions? Why? Because scarcity sees opportunities before it comes. So scarcity says, oh, even though I'm waiting it out, I'm very, very wealthy. Okay, so that's another one. The next is survival script. And this survival script it just makes you average. Some of us are in that point. You are just average, you are just satisfied. You are dangerously satisfied. There is a satisfaction that is okay and healthy, but there is one that is dangerous for anybody, and that's around, you don't need to dream big, you don't need to earn more. See, I don't want to look proud or look greedy, I want to look content. I'm sure just fine. I intentionally put it like that. I am sure just fine, and then we begin to glamorize average. You are just very unmotivated. You're just very unmotivated, right? That's a survival script. It's not an abundance script, and you have to rewrite it. Another one is a savior script. A savior script is around, I have to show up for everyone, I have to be an hero. For those of us who are of the African descent, you know that is around black tax, right? There's an healthy part of black tax. If you ask me, sincerely, I feel like there's an healthy part of black tax where you should give back to the people who have invested over you for a while, right? But that black task is one that makes you outgive yourself such that you are useless. So if you're at that point where you are the savior of everybody, that person calls you, you are showing up. It could not, it might not even mean about money, but you're always giving your time, you're always oversharing, you're always spent. You will not build wealth that way. So you can't be that person who is everybody's savior. You are saving everybody is always, you have to learn to tell yourself, I will not always be the hero, and I cannot exhaust myself while helping others every time. There are people you go all the way for, but you cannot always be, you are not the hero. You must, it's a condition you have to unlearn, or else where you should be channeling your time and other things for things that should bring in income, or things that should put you at rest. You are outgiving yourself. You are exhausted. That's not a mindset that creates wealth. So I want you to put in the comment box, which of these scripts are you working on right away? Is it the scarcity script, the hustle script, the survival script, or the savior script? Quick, let me hear from us. Which of this one are you working on? Which of these are we working on? I'm reading in the chat box. I'm trying to see in the chat box so that we go further. Thank you. Are we responding? Okay, so there's a savior script. Thank you so much. Savior script. You can't be everybody's hero. Scarcity script, savior script. So good. Please, even if you're not responding yet, make sure that you are noting these things and just going. It would help you really. It would. Next, what is the difference? How does scarcity think? How does abundance think? Just let me sort of open it up a little bit more. Scarcity says, I don't get paid enough for this, and that's all. Abundance says, I create visible value and my value gets rewarded. I want you to say it wherever you are. I create visible value and my value gets rewarded. Some people feel like, oh, I'm creating value, I'm not visible enough, or, I'm not getting paid enough. It could be in your business. Tell yourself, I create visible value and my value gets rewarded. One of the things that another skill that I want you to learn is the fact that, see, what you say has a lot in creating your realities. It's as simple as that. So tell yourself, I create visible value and my value gets rewarded. Scarcity says budget is tight, so I won't bother asking. Some of us have been in that point where you're supposed to go for a conference or something, and you're like, oh, let me not talk. That thing that tells you let me not talk is scarcity. You don't want to hurt everybody. You cannot be everybody's yes girl or yes guy or yes man or yes woman, right? There are times you have to roughen up things a little. Disruption is allowed, right? So abundance says there's always a way to grow my income or impact. So you are not just saying, oh, my budget is tight, oh, I don't always have enough. Oh, no, 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 no. You create your script. You are rewriting your reality. So you tell yourself, there is always a way for me to grow my income and my impact. And your mind starts to tell you. The next is leadership doesn't notice me. Then that's scarcity talking. Leadership does not notice me. Oh, they don't notice me in the department. Oh, they don't notice me. Abundance says, if I solve key problems, my worth increases. And another balance to this is, even if they don't see the worth, it does not erase my worth. It is a skill you have to learn, so that you'll not be in a place where you're always doing, trying to please everybody and you're not being seen. You must know that the validation of your worth is not just because other people are saying it. It's because you are actually full of worth. So good. All right. So next, beyond salaries. A lot of people do not know that what keeps certain people in a box is they are just all around salaries. You have to learn to start to think beyond salaries, beyond what is coming from this place. You have to start saying, how can I have multiple streams of income? And multiple streams of income does not mean multiple hustles. It does not mean multiple things that you are putting your attention everywhere. So your multiple stream of income as someone in the corporate organization could be that you're now trying to monetize some of your experience as probably an analyst, as whatever at all, as a speaker, as an HR personnel. You now start to ask yourself, okay, how do I monetize it? How do I create a live call where people come in, they pay me for it once in a month? Do you understand? Many ways to actually make wealth. Honestly, I want you to tell yourself, opportunities are bound for me. I want you to say it to yourself, opportunities are bound for me beyond my salary. Opportunities are bound for me beyond my salary. Now, next is redesign your reality. Redesign your reality. So like I said earlier, many of us are like, oh, this belief, somebody sold it to me, but I'm here to tell you that you're an adult, a full grown adult, and you have to learn to redesign your reality. Even though certain reality was handed over to you, you now have to start to tell yourself, how do I redesign my reality? Number one, think long term. A lot of us are thinking short term. We're thinking about just the now. And so you can't make investment that would actually yield, that would triple your income, that would 10x your income in a couple of years, because you are not thinking long term. So start to think long term around your life, your business, your endeavors, your career specifically. Another thing that I want you to do to redesign your reality is visualize your dream life. See, dream is free. Dream is free. So let them say you are having delulu. How many of us know delusion? That slang online where they're like, don't worry, you're experiencing delulu. It's not delulu. If it's delulu, just take it as your own delulu. Be yourself in your delusion. It's not a delusion. You are training your mind to see possibilities. So you actually have to learn to visualize. Think about it. Think about a life where you have options. That's a life of wealth, where it is not A or B, where it is A and B to Z. There are people who live and have options, where you're not like, I cannot go to the hospital because so let me just keep self-medicating. No, my life is a life of options. I don't always have to choose between A and B. I should actually come to a point where I have A and B and C and D till Z, because I have options. Does that make sense to you? All right. So the next is think outside the box. Think out, just like I said, beyond salary, redesign your reality. Start to think outside the box. Start to think outside. And sometimes you would need somebody else to read the labels of the box for you. Sometimes you have to you have to ask people, oh, can you tell me what you admire about me? What you think I'm good at? What are the skills I'm good at? It could be your HOD, it could be anybody that you're free with, and that they will give you truthful, untainted feedbacks. Just ask and let them just help you figure out things around things that are really your personal assets. Another thing that I want you to look out for is design your personal brand. A lot of people think that personal brand is just around people that are not in 9 to 5. You can be in 9 to 5 and have a great personal brand. Your personal brand is simply what people are saying about you when you are not in the room. It's as simple as that. What are people saying about me when I'm not in the room? Are people speaking good about me? So what people say when you're not in the room can mean what your personal brand is. And sometimes people can be wrong. It's just the truth, because people's opinions are sometimes tainted. But you must know that the context we are talking about, right? So you must build your personal brand. You must build your personal brand. That's why what you are putting online is a social media print of your life. So you must be very intentional. Look at your social media pages now. What can bring in money from what you are putting? Is it all crews and memes? Or you are positioning yourself as an expert? Start to ask yourself, can I start to build something around my personal brand that will bring me money, opportunities, speaking gigs, impact, that is just beyond my 9 to 5, such that a point will come where I'll have to exit because I'm now built. So your personal brand is your personal asset. You must be very intentional about it. It's a place where you start to churn out value to people, and people can know what to come to you for. It could be counseling. People should know what to come to you for. If you don't have it, start to build it intentionally. Start to invest in books. Start to invest in conferences. Start to listen to people on YouTube, valuable people. Start to change your circle of friends so that you are that wealthy person. It beyond cash. Next is create a progress or growth roadmap. A lot of people are like, oh, I know the kind of life I want for myself. But I know you know the kind of life you want for yourself, but you don't have a plan. So how do you expect to get to where you're going? How? Right? So you really have to. So I want you to ask yourself, which of these am I acting on? It could be 1, 2, 3. I want you to put it in the chat box. Is it 1, 2, 3, or you're just saying all, or you're saying number 4, number 5, number 6, number 3 rather, number 2, number 1? Which of these are you going to start to redesign you want to redesign your reality? If I always tell people, if you're tired of what you're seeing, change it. So somebody says all. I love it. Thank you. All. The truth is that we will consistently keep, redesigning your reality. When you get to that reality that you want, you will figure out that there is still more. And it's okay to want more from life. African descent tells you that, oh, you are too greedy, you are getting proud because you want more. No, it's okay to want more from life. It's okay to want to have options in life. So you start to ask yourself, do I want to start to work on my personal brand? Work on your personal brand in such a way that you are irresistible. I teach people this on my personal coaching calls. You have to build a personal brand that makes you irresistible. You have to build a personal brand that makes people feel like you're an answer to something. So good. All right. So let's get on to the question and answer. I think I'm done at this point. Or yeah, let me just get
Thank you so much.
your question and answer and hand over. Thank you.
Thank you so much, TMC. Thank you. I'm very sure everyone on this call has gotten one thing or two. Please, do we have questions? Is there anyone with questions. And please, if you do, please kindly put it in the chat box. Um, I would just like to reiterate, I think there are some light bulb moments for me when TMC said if you don't shift in your mindset, in your mind, then you will glamorize money. Then I think she mentioned that cash is good, but it's on the lowest scale of wealth. Then it's sometimes about thinking deeper, thinking wider, not just thinking deeper. Then she talked about some mindsets that we have to change so that we can be better. And then she talked about the scripts that we have to evaluate and the things we will be doing to redesign our reality. I think it's been an insightful session. So I will be checking the chat box. I want to see if, okay, there is no question here. I don't know if you, okay, Charles is raising up his hand. Please, Charles, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you, Miss Kemi, and then thank you, TMC. That was a very, very wonderful session. That was a very, very it was for me. It was a great eye opener. I don't know. Can you hear me? Okay, it was a very big eye opener
Yes, we
for me.
can.
It
Yes, I
was.
can.
Thank you very much. Thank you. For me, well, mine is not like a question. It's just like maybe like a comment. Yeah, because there was something. There was a time you. There was a time. There was something you made mention. There was something you made mention during the session where you said, "I'm coming. I'm trying to get where I jot it down." Where you said, "The skill of asking." You know, when you even especially you got my mind blow up when you made the analogy of you being somebody, your friend is having a party and is asking for your help, but being that the person is your friend, you don't want to charge the person, but you can also ask for a reward in place of what the services you are offering. So it's really a big one for me because me, I'm this kind of person too. I'm the shy type. I don't like asking people for money, and at the end of the day, I sometimes I have to offer those services free of charge. But I think you've given me something. I think instead of asking for money now, I could ask for other services in returns from my friends and colleagues. So even my colleagues too should get ready. There's no longer free bees again, no free sweets any longer. So if you want anything from me, get ready to offer something in return. Thank you very much, man. Thank you for that.
Sorry, let me just make a comment that scarcity makes you think that all is about money, So when you start to rethink abundance, you start to see that even though I don't ask for cash at this point, I think that I might ask for this instead. So scarcity present abundance rather present options for you. I might not be able to pay you like this, but what would I be getting aside money? Okay, you will not be able to pay me in cash. So what would I be getting aside money? Would I be in the next 3 months? Would you keep calling me to come for an event so that it keeps positioning me for people that could be premium payment, people who could pay me for premium? It's as simple as that. Thank you for the feedback.
Okay, so I don't think there are questions. So I know that TMC does other things aside this. I don't know if she would be liberal enough since she's teaching us about abundance to share with us maybe after now if she can send in with our slides, oblige us our slides, and also share with us other things aside that, like the other things she does and other handles. So just in case would one or two people would like to reach out to her personally. So TMC, please, in the next 1 minute, can you please round up or give us your last words so Charles can take over from there. Thank you.
Once again, thank you so much for this privilege. I'm super grateful. I would love to leave us with these words. You already have ideas. inside, you're already brilliant. Just like I said, take a look at yourself and do a personal asset. When we get into a store, they are like, oh, let's take inventory. Take a personal inventory in yourself and look at how brilliant and how mind-blowing you are. What's the difference between the people that are making money and making wealth from what you have is because they decided to package what you are underplaying. What you are saying is just me, it's just my hobby. Some other people are productizing it and they are really positioning themselves. So unlock the mindset that truly helps you earn what you are truly worth. Thank you, and I believe in your greatness.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you, TMC. Really appreciate that.
Okay, TMC, good morning and good morning to all the team members.
Good morning, sir. Thank you.
I want to appreciate and also commend your delivery. Very insightful work. Please keep it up and God will take you to greater heights. I didn't know HBO is going to call on me, but I must confess, I enjoy every bit of your delivery. But my own question that I will have put forward, whether you can just give us one or two insights in that. Sometimes you want to turn things around, but you look at the policies of the government. If I can recall, during the Buhari regime, the interest rates on the treasury bill, for instance, was terribly bad. It was in the range of like 2 to 3%. So I took off from investment in treasury bills. So Tinubu now came. His policies have been harsh, has not been people friendly. But the truth of the matter is that some of us are benefiting from it. I mean, me personally, there are some things I do that have benefited from this regime. Because treasury bills now is about 17, 18%. When I hear people going to invest in CBEX and some other unregulated, you are one of them. I people around me, I told them, I said, this thing will catch fire one day. You understand? You see, any investment that is not regulated, that you cannot get an official documented agreement between you and that institution will catch fire. It's a matter of time. It's an illusion. So I've lived that over the years. I mean, there are many things that people can invest on: stocks and shares, treasury bills, fixed deposits, and so on and so forth. Trade in exports and things like that. Apart, majority of the things that TMC mentioned, they are soft skills, and I appreciate that. As in, you are good at talking. How do you convert it to attract value to your life? You are good at giving. You are good at writing. How do you convert such soft skills, to enhance your value in life? Those are very fantastic things. Because be that as it may, cash is very, very key. In fact, it answers all things as we are. I don't know. It's the oil of life. And I think it's a very good thing. So my own question now tends is that, sometimes when you are faced with unfriendly government policies and such policies happens to impede your ability, to do some things financially to multiply money. So how do you navigate? Do you hold on? Do you diversify or whatever? I don't know whether you can just share your thoughts so that our team members can also benefit from it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the question. I feel like you have answered already. And it's around looking at other options. Look at other options. Because if you are stuck at, the government, a lot of people, just like I said earlier, the grass is greener where you water it. At the end of the day, you will see that no matter where you think is better, you will still put in the hard work. And the truth is that where we are, even in Nigeria, people are making money. They are crossing borders of lands to get their business seen before people. So we need to now start to ask, okay, what are the opportunities beyond this limitation that is obvious? What are the things that I can do beyond this? There will always be options. The truth is that there will always be options, but many times we don't want to risk exploring other options. So I would say that, explore other options. Look at the things that you could do that might not necessarily be affected by government policies. The truth is that there will always be policies. Some would favor us, some would not, but you must seek for ways to thrive beyond whatever policy that might be hindering you. I think that's it simply. Thank you.
So thank you very much. So like I want to appreciate you once again. Continue to do the good work, and I'm trusting God that God Almighty will continually take you to great heights by the special grace of all. So thank you all, and have a nice day.